Okay, glad to be 1-0. A lot of teams in the country aren't. And so I think we made it through the game relatively healthy. We played a lot of players, which was good. Even once the game got out, even before the game got out of hand, we were rotating a lot of guys in, especially on defense and special teams. So I'm excited to get to this film, to be able to see some kids that had not played a lot to play. So I think the storyline would probably be the defense, the first team defense, and the defensive line. A lot of question marks there coming in. And it seems like that they made a bunch of plays up front. So at the end of the day, it's 35-0 at halftime, and we're 1-0. And we'll get ready for a good team a long ways from here next week.
Did Marquise Lee validate some of what you've been saying about him in the offseason?
We didn't with the 2 drops in the first half. Those are critical plays. 2-point conversion and the deep V route there should have been a big play. But obviously he made spectacular plays, starting with the first play of the game. But as he knows, our expectations are higher than the way he played today.
Coach, how has Marquise developed from last season to this, and what particular areas has he shown improvement?
Well, I think today showed what I really thought was going to happen with him, just watching from year 1 to year 2. He's so much bigger and stronger now. And he made so many plays for us last year as the season got towards the end, once he was starting to get comfortable in the rotations and playing. And he's even better now. And you see it. He's stronger. He's more physical. The first guy rarely ever tackles him. And then you saw in special teams how unique he is. That's about as fast as a guy can look, I think.
How about his field vision and how he reads the game?
Yeah, it has great vision around him, and you see him make cuts when people are coming on the side, and that's why I think he'll be the best one ever when it's all said and done. We've been saying that for a year now.
How would you assess Matt's performance tonight?
I thought Matt did really well. I really do. He's a couple drops away from some big-time numbers in the first half there. So I thought he did really well for the most part. He didn't get greedy with the balls downfield. The one to the tight end down the middle that we caught, he forced a little bit. But outside of that, I thought he managed the game, and he managed the hype really well. The concern would be these guys, when you're front runner for the Heisman and you come back all these things, that you screwed up by trying to do too much. And I thought he did. That was a big challenge for him this week, and I thought he did a really good job.
How do you think Silas Redd did today?
Well, the fumble obviously was disappointing to see, but I thought he did well for a first game, getting in there, get comfortable, nice touchdown run. But we got a lot of work to do, and I think our players know that too.
Any different being out there knowing that you're playing for a bowl now?
No, not at all. Never thought about it. Didn't have anything to do with going down the tunnel, preparations. It didn't have any difference at all.
Can you describe that first
with
play?
The run game, do you think? What kind of has to happen to get the run game where you'd like to see it?
Well, we're not going to win a ton of games if we're not balanced, and so we can't do what we did today versus some other teams that'll be on our schedule. So we need to be more balanced. We need to be more efficient in the run game, and the numbers show that. We were not very efficient. We were big little with the long run, and a lot of little runs in there, including not making. I think we were 4 of 10 combined on 3rd and 4th downs in the first half. That's not going to win a ton of games.
What was the decision to put Morgan in so late? Are you doing like you're sharing carries with Silas and Curtis mainly?
Yeah, pretty much. We went to DJ as a third guy. We didn't go to him earlier because there weren't many carries. We were throwing the ball so much, and we weren't getting much rhythm with the run game that there weren't. It's not like the other guys had 15 carries each, at half or something. So that's why we probably went to him a little later than normal.
That first play, was that something that you thought could break open if things worked right?
Well, it was kind of taking off of last year's last game. If we can get the ball to 2 and 9 in space, we're going to be pretty good. And, that was just a way to get a quick out to number 9 right off the bat and out to the field with a softer corner and see if he can make the guy miss.
Were you especially pleased with your defensive line's play, considering the fact that they only had 3, maybe 4 returning starts in total among those 4 guys?
Yeah, and West not to play. I thought that, if you go back to what the defensive lineman that played today, that's a lot different than the way we ended last year here. Nick Perry leaves early. Devon Kennard out, Wes Horton out for the game. So I was very proud of those guys. And like I said, I thought that was really the story of the day.
Can you talk about Breslin and Williams in particular?
Yeah, both those guys really showed up, really flashed. You never know till you go back and see the film how they completely played, but they both flashed and really made some big plays.
Well, did something happen to Andre Adari in the first half when he was unavailable to kick off?
Yeah, I was told Andre was out, and he was out. I'm not getting into the specifics of it, and then he actually jumped back in there later on, and so the 2 points we did not come into the game thinking we were going for 2 in those situations at all. That was completely after our kicker was out, and so we just figured that was a better percentage chance than going to our backup kicker. So there was definitely no disrespect meant by it at all. We didn't make him anyway, so.
Why has it been so difficult the last 3 years, that play?
Which play?
Converting 2-point leads.
I don't know. We dropped one of them, and the other one, our fullback got rushed outside, and we missed the throw.
What was the decision to continue attempting 2-point conversion?
Because the kicker wasn't available.
Lane, do you have any particular opinion about Hawaii's number 29, their punter with the Australian rule style?
Rugby?
Yeah.
Yeah, it made it difficult for us. We couldn't get a return going. Cal had won, but it was difficult because there was no hang time on them. And I know that they obviously did a lot of work to do it both ways, right and left. And it was difficult to deal with because it's so abnormal.
One more for Coach. Robert said he'd give the offense a C+ or B- tonight. Do you agree with that? What do you think about that?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's probably about right. Somewhere in the C range. We didn't have negative plays for the most part, which was good, to sack late with the backups, but Matt had to make some plays that he shouldn't have to make there, with some pressure. So, like I said, we got a lot of work to do.
Good, thank you.
In trying to improve your game?
Pretty much everything. One of the main things I felt like I need to work on was my blocking. I feel like I didn't do that much blocking. Route running, catching the ball, which I feel like I kind of struggled with today. And that's really about it. I just want to improve my game in all aspects, just to help my team out.
Marcus, what's going to stick with you more from this game? The great plays that you made or the couple of drops that you had?
A couple of drops. Those are plays that I feel like should be caught. Matt put it right on the money. I should have caught him. And now I'm just going back to practice, and we're just going to continue to work on it, and so I can just get my focus up.
You're a little hard on yourself, huh?
Not necessarily. I mean, with the team we have, and the possibility we think we can do, things we can do. It's the mindset of just trying to get better and execute. When you do a play numerous times in practice and you always catch it, you expect to do it in the game, and it came up in the game, and I should have actually caught it.
You guys got a little emotional out there on the field. I noticed you had some emotions to Barkley. Barkley, you had some comments to Lee out there on the field. Did you guys feel like your communication out there was kind of getting into regular season mode? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, what Markey said was pretty right on. You practice all these plays in the spring and the summer, and so you kind of expect those things to happen in the game. And so I think it was just kind of at the end of the game when we were in on that last drive, you expect perfection. And so when I'm out there, obviously it's nothing personal, but he knows what I'm expecting from it, and if I don't put a ball where it needs to be, I expect him to get on me because it should be perfect. And so that's all it was. And there are easily correctable things that we both can do, from the receivers to for me as a quarterback. So it's nothing to worry about, though.
Matt, how different is Marquise as a wide receiver today from at the very end of last season, either physically, in terms of how he reads the game, anything?
Well, I think he finished last year on a great note, both in that Oregon game and UCLA. And I think it was a smooth transition into this game. Special teams, he had a lot of big plays today, and I think across the board he's been consistent. So, we'll look at the tape and see what needs to be improved, but it seems like he hasn't missed a beat.
Matt, how's your time with Robert Woods right now, do you think?
I think it went well. we had to deal with a lot of holding corners today, and besides that, I felt like I was on point with him, and it kind of seems like that's how they're going to stop Robert and Marquise this year. The only way they can stop him, but I felt comfortable with him today.
Matt, what's your assessment of the offense today?
I kind of agree with Robert with that question that he answered about being in the C range. I felt like we left a lot of points on the table. I felt we could have put a lot more points on the board, and it's kind of bittersweet to me. I think it was a great win for the offense. Defense played great, but I feel like it was bittersweet. We could have scored at least 100 points in the first half. It feels like.
Hayes, can you talk a little bit about the defensive effort tonight?
Exactly. Our D lineman is very young, but they came out there and played extremely fast. The safeties was playing better than ever. Last year we was kind of down from everything, and everybody was talking about our DBs and our defensive linemen. They just went out, executed the defense, and played fast.
What about that touchdown? That feel?
It felt real good. It wasn't my play to actually make. I was supposed to be in the backfield blitzing, and just being able to run to the ball at the right time and actually catch an interception and running for the touchdown.
For Marquise and Matt, can you guys talk about that first play? Was the expectation a touchdown, or was it just a short pass that ended up going for a touchdown?
Yeah, it was kind of just to get the ball rolling, to tell you the truth, just an easy out. We knew that it was going to be too high with the corner. I think it was going to be cover 2, but then they saw the motion, so they drifted off a little bit. And he really had to make one man miss, and he did. And so it was a play that we expected just to get a couple yards to get the ball rolling, but he made his man miss, so it turned out.
Matt and Marquise, Hawaii has been putting in a lot of new stuff, not only offensively but defensively. How would you evaluate Hawaii's ability to adjust to what you were doing?
They seem to play the same 4 coverages the whole day, to tell you the truth. Base and solo, it was the same coverages out there, the same blitzes. And to 3 wides and other personnels, it was the same coverages, same thing. So, coming into a first game, you never really know what to expect. I didn't watch it down at Hawaii football. I watched, Tulane and a little bit of Jacksonville tape. So we saw what we expected, which was good. But they brought a lot of pressure there inside zone pressures. They were effective today, I think.
What were your initial impressions of Matt? What were your initial impressions of Max Wittick today in his collegiate debut?
I thought he did well. He came out and fired the rock out there, and I think it'll just take time for all those guys. Even me at first, just to get used to the tempo of the game, and to just notice the play clock and get everyone in and out of the huddle. But for his first couple of snaps, I thought he did well.
Marquise, can you talk about the touchdown catch and the kickoff return for the touchdown? Just kind of describe those 2 plays.
For the receiving touchdown, our coach always emphasized make one move and get up. Don't try to do too much. Matt gave me a perfect ball, and one move and get up was the main focus in my head. Coaches just reiterated every time, so I did what he just said. But I wouldn't score without Xavier. With Xavier and Robert being on my side, Xavier, if you watch the play again, Xavier made a perfect block, what caused me to actually, continue to run. And, Robert came up beside him and it led me the whole way. And with the kickoff return, with Coach Bax, he's a great special teams coach. And in practice, he pushes and pushes. And we go over certain schemes. And that was actually one of the schemes to go right. All the blockers made perfect blocks. Perfect. The hole was big. Nelson Aguilar led through, not just follow his butt all the way through, and he made that block on the kicker, and thank God we made it.
When did you know you had a touchdown on that play? How quickly did you realize I'm taking this one all the way? That was there.
Always got the mindset to try to take it all the way. But once I made it through the hole, and all I seen was the kicker ahead of me, and I seen Nelson ahead of me, and I knew Nelson was going to make the block because we've been practicing 24/7. Then I knew, okay, as long as he continued to block, then we'd be okay.
Hey, man, can you talk about this game in particular? We've been thinking about it or talking about it since December. So this is sort of, all the practice and talk has finally culminated with the game. Your thoughts coming into the game and how it all kind of feels, I guess.
Yeah, I think I can speak on behalf of the team when we're just excited to play football again. And there's always so much talk leading up to the season, and for us especially this year, with all the rankings that came out and all the hype and everything, we're excited to just block out all that stuff and get back to the field. And so I think it was a great way to start it off with that touchdown, and good way to kick the season off with the win. Good to just get it under our belts now, and now we're in the rhythm. It's not camp anymore. We got game week, and you kind of find that flow and that rhythm. So I think it was a good start to our season, though.
Matt, your impressions of Silas Fred, his first game?
Yeah, you can't miss that fumble, but besides that, I think he played very well. He ran hard, made guys miss, stretched for that extra yard on a couple plays which we needed, but runs hard, and I think he's a good addition to Curtis back there. So he played well.
Thanks,